What I'd like to talk about for a couple of minutes now is a concept entitled cultural givens, which pervades the book. And just to give you an example of it, I was born in 1954, second generation Italian-American Catholic in Yonkers, New York. And that's 9 years after the end of World War II. And that framing gave me a view of the world in my first 7 to 10 years that was simply true. It wasn't one way the world could be, it was how the world was. And among the things I was taught was the Catholic Church was the one true church. All the other religions were okay, that I even heard of. But Catholicism was the only one that God really believed in. My country was the greatest country on earth because it won all its wars and it protected democracy. The Japanese and the Germans were bad countries, and they were trying to redeem themselves after World War II. And many books and movies and television shows backed up that perspective. There's a lot more that was given in terms of Catholicism, being American, just how the world was. One of the humorous pieces was I grew up hearing my uncles, my father occasionally complaining of Sunday drivers. And they were all blue-collar workers, or women drivers, or even on occasion, because we lived in Yonkers, Jersey drivers. So they saw somebody do something wrong, and it was a woman, it was because she was a woman, or somebody was driving and it was on a Sunday, they did something wrong, it was because it was a Sunday driver. And if they had Jersey plates, it was because they were Jersey drivers. So I grew up in my early years thinking that the worst thing you can encounter on a Sunday, if you were driving a car, was a woman from New Jersey. So that it was that type thing, and that's a little bit humorous. But there were, many of these givens that for a kid weren't myths; they were simply true. So as we continue with this, with these podcasts and these videos, and if you read the book, it's really important to identify your own cultural givens. What is it that you were given when you were very, very young, and in what ways have you, challenged those givens and grown beyond them when it's appropriate to do so? We're not saying all cultural givens are wrong or inaccurate. We're saying it's important for us to challenge what we're given and see how it matches up with our direct experience of being a human being. So we'll say more about that in the next episode. Thanks for listening.